I knew it wasn't working. All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh God, come on. Why are you doing this? Everything and anything that can is just gonna try to really, really, really ticket, ticket, ticket. And I am not gonna even stress over it. You know why? Because we're not gonna let things bother us. This must be the week for pivoting and really showing you how I really, really pivot. Turn on a dime. All right, let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay, okay. If you're here, give me a chat. You found me. You're here. Oh my goodness, this is great. Look, I even had to change the title, so I did the title great. Creating joy. Oh my, do I need to create it today? Yes, I do. As I take a deep breath, this is probably going to just like my subscribers get the emails. They're probably going to be like, "What in the world is going on with?" Hey, it's called pivoting on a dime. When life is just ugly, sometimes you just have to just accept it, deal with the struggle, even while you're in overwhelm. I mean, it listen, it can be hard, and technology sometimes is the only thing that really just sometimes just really ticks me off. But hey, you got to move forward and feel it fully. Don't let it bother you. Lean into the space, create. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stress over it. No way, shape, form, or fashion. So we're just going to start over, kind of. Not so much so as starting over. Um, what? I'm confused. All right, let me put my do not disturb on so we don't get no. Okay, there we go. All right, all right. Let us move forward. Let us move forward. Let us move forward. Let us move forward. Okay, Sarah, you was confusing me because you just texted me, so I was a little confused. As always, when you ask me questions like that, I get confused. Okay. All right, technology, same thing was going on Monday. So I am going to get off. When I get off this live today, I'm going to figure out what is going on with my eCam and my phone. I believe it's been since I that the live was canceled. No, I canceled, like I cut it off. So that's what it was saying. Like I've literally done this 3 times. And so it's we just had to I just had to put up my phone and do it this way. So this way, I like to do FaceTime, start out with FaceTime and then do desk time. And so I couldn't do it because yeah, we're having little technical difficulties over here. And it is user error. I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure. Because I did updates on both of my phones and I probably need to cut something back on. I'm quite sure. Okay. So everybody is here. Everybody is here. We're going to create joy no matter what. We're here. I'm going to let hopefully since Sarah says she got her notification, so hopefully people will get the other notification that I'm live again and I'm over here. And if not, then it's okay. Okay? Okay. So today we're gonna talk about I was gonna talk about creating joy through vulnerability in relationships and whatever. I'm quite sure gonna go on that, but I need to pivot a little bit and start out so I can dump out, what do you do when life just serves you I don't know, starts just really, I don't know. I was fine until I came home and tried to set this thing up, and then it just kind of like wah. And so then I was just like, what in the world we gonna do? Okay. So it's just like for a minute, it was just like, what do you do when life just feels ugly? Because it's not that I'm in a funky mood, bad mood, or whatever. I'm in a great mood, as a matter of fact. The wine and cheese event went great last night. So I enjoyed that. And yeah, that's how that went. So hopefully the internet is going to do great. Over here on the phone is going to do great. You hear me great. All of the things are great. That's what I hope. Okay. All right, now I want to start out. These are yummy. I've enjoyed these right here. These are the brand new Daniel Smith watercolors. They have, I put them in my pan, and they're not hard, but they're getting there. But I'm not ready. I'm not going to use them anytime soon. So I still got some that's left in the plate. But yeah, there we go. So that's that. But we are going to create. So these are still on my desk because they make me happy. But I got the flower color guide, and I went to Barnes and Nobles today, and I got flowers and their meanings. And I also got another one. It's called the Flowers of Provence. 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 And look how beautiful. Like, if I'm not going to have inspiration from this book, I'm going to have two folds from this book. This book, Provence, is Italy. So this one is going to really inspire me to want to go to Italy even more. Y'all know this is how these fields really, really look. They really, really look like this. I don't know how far behind is, let's see, is this good? Okay. Let's see. Sarah, you're on here. Are you still on here? Can you tell me? It looks like it's great, but I need to know from, because I have mine up, but I don't have volume or anything. But everybody, can you hear me good? Because I don't want to get to going and then you can't hear me. But this book is going to be my just ultimate favorite, and is, let's see. I'm going to love it because this already inspired me to want to go get me some, what do you call that stuff? Um, lavender. That would be yummy. And the colors, I love the way the walls, what do you mean? Not the walls, the, what do you call those things? Um, looks really good and sounds great. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, what do you call it? Climbing the roses. You can get rose bushes that actually climbs the trellises and things. Um, and these are yummy. I think I might have to change phones. Is this one down? Yes. No. Okay. And then that will make this a little bit. Okay, there we go. That looks better. McCoy Righties, how are you? I haven't heard from you today. Okay, let's charge this up and put this up so that it can get. Okay, there we go. I got your comment. See, that's another thing. When I have these devices, I have to have a device to get the comments in real time, and I'll be wanting to be in real time. This is amazing. Now, this one looks like something I've already painted, and I put a butterfly on it. So I bet you are. Yep, I bet you are. But look at this. So this one, this is where I'm going to be getting some inspiration. I like this one. I saw this one in the store. I was just like, oh man, I never thought about painting all my roses like in different colors and just kind of spotching some green in there. So I'm thinking about that. So we can look. Let's go in and put a piece of paper on there because we like that. But look at that. This is flowers and fruit is in there. Like on top of that. That's great. Look at that. Oh, that is so yummy. The olive trees. That's an olive tree. So that's this one. That's on top of a hat. That is like circle, like that one. So as I was in Barnes and Noble looking for one book, the guy took me over to the section and showed me others, and I was just like, oh, well, I like this one. And and I'm trying to trying to start doing sketching. So I don't like sketching my flowers. It's kind of hard. I like just free flowing with my flowers. But that's pretty, just beautiful. And then we have, so that's that one. And Then there is flowers and their meanings. I always like to know what flowers mean. And so this one is more so just to get the meanings of them, and also have some motivation when you see something in there. So yeah, so that one's gonna be, so when we get to do, like this one's a magnolia. Well, that's not a magnolia. Yeah, that is, but it's red. Love them. Oh, it might be. Yes, it's that different one. I have these in the yard now. You got marigolds, maples. So, oh yeah. So this one will be fun. So whenever I choose flowers, and most of this part, y'all, it'll be in the it'll be in the all of this I'll possibly, well, I will do most of it in my Patreon. So, if you're not part of the Patreon, come on and join us over in Patreon. I did daffodils last week to show them how easy it was to do daffodils. And yeah, so that was fun. Snowdrops. I got snowdrops in the yard. So yeah, love it, love it, love it. So that's that one. But my favorite, as you can see, I've already spent some time thumbing through this one. Right on time. Happy Mail on the way. Oh, I like Happy Mail. Y'all, I'm doing my Happy Mail dance. Yup. I dance all the way to the mailbox for Happy Mail. But this flower guide, which is by Taylor and Michael Putnam, and I had been seeing artists on different lives or different things on YouTube that I have been seeing, and this has been the book that they've had been using, and so I was just like, okay, let me check this out. It's for florists to get motivated or to give them, I guess, how to pair flowers, but for me, it's motivations to what to paint. Look at that. So I already got it. White. I didn't decide which one I'm going to do today, but we maybe can, pop in real quick and see. And then this one is, I thought it was an iris, but it's not. It is a neurinculus. Let me see. That word, I can't say it when looking at it. So, but then this is, of course, a rose. And there are different roses, and it tells you when it's going to come out. These I have in the yard right now. They're coming out. I have them in yellow. So every flower pretty much has, I'm going to do a real quick flip. These I have in the studio literally right now in a bouquet that's left over from my Valentine's flowers. These last forever. I have them in purple. So, but yeah, look at that. So it's kind of just, it's motivation. So that's why I got it. And so when I be doing flowers and painting flowers, then, it'll motivate me. Because believe it or not, I get stuck. And I know how to paint roses all day long. Okay. So where are we going here? Now, this is where I want to show you. Those books are beautiful. Those books are yummy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little real quick. See, I did one. I thought I did a great job. Freehand that one. I was just like, you go, girl. So over a little bit here for the rest of the month while we are talking about being vulnerable. Because why? We need to be vulnerable in our life because it makes things a whole lot better. It really does. I mean, it might not feel good. Like when you're literally being vulnerable. Y'all know I told y'all I use vulnerability to the place so much so to I want you to look like you're running down the street with a trench coat on and you're necking up underneath. That kind of vulnerability is where I want us to get to. I want us to get to the place to where we're not worried about what people have to say about us. We're not concerned so much so with a lot of things because it really doesn't matter, right? In some instances, I'm not talking about ignoring a lot of things, but I'm talking about really something as simple as somebody hurts your feelings and you have to embrace the fact that, well, or you have to be vulnerable enough so that the connection that you have with that person won't leave. And I'm married, and so therefore being vulnerable with my mate sometimes is hard because he doesn't really how can I say this, and he doesn't really pay attention to the little things. Like it's the big things that he's like, wait, is something going on? Do I need to fix something? When, most of the time with us women, it's the little things that we feel like it's finna, explode. And so men don't tend to pay attention to us that, like that. So for me, I have to remind myself to be vulnerable with him and say, hey, you know what? You didn't do X, Y, and Z. And, I felt the way. Right. And that's what I'm saying is that can really, really impact the relationship if you don't talk about things. Like if you let it go and you let it fester, then you'll have a problem. That's what I'm saying. And I know this from experience in having children, having especially daughters, and having friendships, like some friendships. I told y'all in the past about the friend who I had been friends with for a moment. We shared the world, but when I wasn't available to her, um, when I was working 60 hours a week, and so, she fired me as being a friend, but didn't even let me know. And so I have learned to just be vulnerable enough with people to say, hey, what's going on? Right. And so therefore it's an authentic communication. And I want to make sure that I'm saying things in a way that it's not being defensive, or I'm not saying it with an attitude and those kind of things. So that's why I say vulnerability. And if you say it too fast, it can tie up your tongue, is something that we need. And every time you personally, because what's vulnerable to you and what's vulnerable to me is different. But when you do know that you did something, that you put yourself out there, I want you to celebrate it. I want you to celebrate that moment. Like I want you to slap yourself on the back and be like, oh, I did that. That was hard, but I did it and I feel better. Because most of the time we feel better after we say it, if it kind of is received well. Now, I'm not talking about the people that don't receive it. I am not. Because everybody does not want to receive. Oh, I still got these. They don't want to receive. Or some people take offense. So we're not talking about those. And remember, we're talking about ourselves. We're not talking about what our neighbor will and won't do. I'm not even telling you what my husband will and won't do. I'm talking about caring. And being vulnerable is something that I've had to come to grips with over the years. I used to live in a box and I wouldn't let nobody in, because why? When you open yourself up, what's usually happens? You get hurt, right? And so that's the thing that I'm saying that I want you to really concentrate on. Now, you might say, Karen, what you doing? I got to do one more sheet. This is a 9x12 sheet, by the way. And this is what I feel like yeah, that's right. I thought I messed up, but I didn't. So, but the wine and cheese event last night was good. My art, I didn't get it. No one bid it on it. It was in a room that no one that was in the room actually. So I think everybody was over on the other side, which where everything else was. So no worries. You know why? Because I was vulnerable enough to put my art even in the running to be out there. Now, if I wasn't vulnerable and wasn't willing to accept what happens if it didn't get, nobody didn't, which they didn't, that would kind of shatter you. But I don't. I accept the fact that, hey, I am doing stuff. I'm painting. I'm creating stuff. And it's not only in my studio anymore. People saw it, whoever, if they saw it, if they went in the room, even if they didn't, it might not have been their cup of tea. My art isn't everybody's cup of tea. Does that make it bad? Nope. That just means that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I've definitely learned that for sure. For sure. Okay. Oh, didn't get that one. Okay. So this is going to be something that is going to be really, really honed in on over on another platform, which is my Patreon. Because what we're going to do is we're going to be making mini portraits. Now, will I do this over on YouTube? I will do it, but will I teach how to do it? No, not so much so. But I will share what I do. So I don't know how many of these. I did 2 sheets. I don't have time. So I did 2 sheets and I cut them 3 by 3. What's that, about 25? Listen, anyways, we're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna, oh, hold on. I got to get my washi tape. So this is what being, so that is what vulnerability got me, is, you know, having my art put out there. And it's been out there. Last year, I was very pleased with the first time that I had my artwork um, displayed for the very first time. Oh my goodness. Um, and I was pleased. And so now, I mean, if you go to slappingpaintonpaper.com, most of my prints that I do, um, the original is on the website, but you'll get a copy. Now you can get the original, but it comes with a, you know, with the cost and a signature. So, okay, here we go. We got that. We got us a little brush. We're not gonna worry. We're just gonna get us a brush. We're gonna use purple. Oh, and this is purple water that I have failed to get rid of because it's so yummy. And I feel like that's too much water. And it was. Hobby Lobby, not Hobby Lobby. Michael's has a great sale going on, guys. Listen. Um, that's all I'm gonna say. So I'll share what I got. And one of the things is something that I had been waiting on and looking for it to go on sale. And every time it goes on sale, I get to the store and somebody be done bought it out, and it's always gone because the store usually only has a couple. Okay, so tell me in the chat, or if you're on Team Replay, you know we love Team Replay. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you've come over to the channel and you're on Replay, thank you for joining Team Replay. I love, 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 love Team Replay. Team Replay shows up. Do me a favor. Give me a question. I mean, give me a comment about how you have turned a challenge into a great opportunity when you've been vulnerable. And you guys that are in the live chat, if you want to answer that question, that'd be great too. Um, this is see, I didn't do what I said I was going to do because I got to talking, and I get distracted when I get to talking. And that's why I like to create and make myself have much joy, because normally I'm in here doing this and I'm not talking. All right, let's do that. This is since March. This is March, and Monday is St. Patrick's Day. I decided to use my lucky tape, washi tape, so I can go and get rid of it. Y'all can see it don't stick because it's old. I've had it for a while. I finally went into my washi tape boxes. Okay, so the thing I want you to think about is being vulnerable isn't a weakness. That's what I had to get out of my head. I really had to get over the fact that I thought vulnerability was me, you know, being weak, or me telling somebody, you know, you really hurt my feelings. I didn't, you know, really like what you said. I didn't agree with what you said. And that's just not how I want to, you know, be, or, you know, whatever. And so instead of having the genuine conversation with somebody, I would just kind of be like, you know what? I don't mess with them no more. And at the time I used to use a very colorful word. So, but then I realized that when people would come back and they'd be like, well, you stopped talking to me. And I was just like, well, you know, you did X, Y, and Z, you know, about 3 weeks ago or whatever time frame it was. And I didn't appreciate it. And he's like, well, why didn't you say something? I was just like, well, you know, you don't like being um, confronted or whatever my reason was, because it was me. It was all me. It didn't have nothing to do with the person. And so once the person, you know, said, and this has happened several times with me, they're just like, no, I'm cool receiving things from you, or I respect you enough to whatever, whatever. Okay, great. So you have to be vulnerable, and it's not a weakness. It's really about courage, and it's about facing those challenges together with openness and, you know, trust. And so sometimes, like I said, I happen to be married, so I can really talk about mine and from a place of having to have a conversation, you know, with my spouse about maybe family or friends that maybe have just crossed me wrong, or if he just happened to share something that crossed him wrong. We're being vulnerable enough to talk about it, because y'all know family ain't always the greatest. Um, Sometimes they just really make you want to just go and jump off a daggum bridge and be like, oh man, forget it. So what I'm saying is use the difficult moments as a time to grow, right? Instead of just saying, I'm not even dealing with them, I'm going on, forget about them. Use it as a time to really just, to grow you. Remember, this is about you. This isn't about them. This is about you. Did I forget to say this is all about you? Now these gonna be cute. Now do I have some green close by that I want to use? Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Are we going? Nope, that's too big. Let's do this. Let's do this. So I challenge you. I challenge you. And it is something, I don't care how small it is. I mean, even if it's with the dog. Sometimes you got to be vulnerable. Our dogs are at the place, Lily Rose, you might have to tell Lily Rose, you'd be like, Lily, I really don't like when you go from a crotch, because Lily's a crotch sniffer. And so that's being vulnerable talking to the dog. I'm talking small, guys. I'm not talking about something like you got to go and figure out how to end world peace. I'm just talking about how to show up for you, how to practice being vulnerable. Get your affirmation. I tell myself we are going to be all that we want to be today. We are not going to cower backwards in the shadows. We're going to stand out. We're going to, like, well, today I didn't have to do anything because I felt great today. Hung out with the crew this morning. So that was good. That was good. But sometimes when um, let's use friendship. Let's go to friendship because I think that's where a lot of us kind of are abused in our friendships. And my mentor she always says reciprocity. And where there is no reciprocity, there is no honor, right? So if you don't show up for yourself, then most of the time you won't show up for other people. Okay? That's just point blank, period. And then when you're selfish, and something William and I always say to him, I'll be talking about something and then he'll just be like, yeah, me, da 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 da, and I'll be like, but we're talking about me. And then he'll be like, oh yeah, you're right. So something as simple as that, is me being vulnerable enough to not worry about hurting his feelings, because I'm not doing it to be mean. It's just that I want to really hone in on, like, the conversation is about me. Be selfish. It's okay. And remember, I told y'all I'm being very vulnerable, talking about me and all the things that I do. I think the first time I told a friend that she hurt my feelings, and the first time I told my mother in law she hurt my feelings, neither time went great for me. And I kind of went back in the box. And I was just like, it doesn't do good to share, how you feel. People don't care. They only care about themselves, and that's what I told myself. And then that way it was one of those things that it took me a minute to come back out again, because it's like, yes, that, so anyways, both of those situations, I say, didn't end well for me then. But now looking back at them in hindsight, I told my truth, right? I expressed how I felt. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone's feelings, and it was very difficult at the moment, but it gave me a chance to think back on it, like now, to share it with you guys, because hey, it's being vulnerable again to share it. And it still has a little sting, because remember, those were two people that I went to kind of resolve something, and it didn't. And there, well, in hindsight, maybe it did to them, but the comment that was given to me, it wasn't resolved. So let me ask you this question: what makes you feel most seen and valued in friendships and relationships, work, whatever it is? What makes you feel most seen and valued? Right? When the one place I'm safe and I don't worry about how people feel or how people show up for me or whatever is in my art, because slapping paint on paper, it brings me joy. All right, I'm pull. So therefore, that's the one place I could give a California flip about what somebody got to say, because I do it to make me feel good. I do it to help me heal my grief. I do it so that my life feels better. And then, therefore, nobody can tell me anything about my art. And I'm not talking about from a teaching standpoint. I'm just talking about if somebody want to say, you know what, that don't look good. Let me see yours, and then we can talk about it. Until then, hey, I didn't show up to win a award for it. Let's see. Sarah said, I'm learning to be vulnerable with myself. There are things I don't like that I do and realize that sometimes I'm my biggest enemy. Oh, amen. Look, I'll amen, and amen. That definitely for me. I agree. And that's why I say we're talking about ourselves first, and we're not pointing the fingers at anybody. And when you look at yourself and you ask yourself, did you just really do that? And then yourself says, yeah, we did. And then you have to tell yourself, well, you know that wasn't cool, right? That's when you know you're growing, though. Sarah, that's a great comment. Thank you. Because Sarah and I are cousins, and our mothers are sisters, and so we have to overcome a lot of things. And so sometimes we think it's okay, and then when we look at it, we point it out in our mothers, and then we be like, yeah, but do you know we do the same thing? And so that's what she's saying. That's what I had to do. It'd be like the very thing that I don't like is the very thing that I do. So that's one of the things where I had to realize that I needed to value me first so that I can help myself understand and be a better partner so that I can experience the love that I want and have the connection. So allowing yourself to really answer that question of what makes you feel most seen and valued, that's a good start. Now, these right here, I want them to dry because but they're mini portraits. So in my Patreon, that's what we're going to be doing for April, May, June is we're going to be doing mini portraits. That's why I needed some inspiration. Like everything is mini. The book is mini. I have a even mini journal. I'm going to be making mini journals to send out to my patrons so that they can start small. Like don't guys, I want you to start small. Being vulnerable is not something that you go out and do like just because I'm talking about it. Even though I'm talking about it all through the month of March, it doesn't mean that you're going to do it. But is it something that, like Sarah said, that you need to do because you're your own worst enemy? Right. So another question I have, when do you feel most safe to share your feelings with, with someone? Um I know I would say in the beginning of my marriage, I didn't feel safe to share my feelings because I felt like I was being judged. And then, when you get in friendships, you have friends, and if they are, let's say a $5 bill and you only feel like you're 50 cent, then you won't talk to them about, and that's just me using money as an example. Or if you feel and you're putting the value, they're not putting the value. You're putting the value on yourself, right? So it's one of those things you got to ask yourself, what makes you feel most safe to share your feelings, right? So I encourage you. I want to encourage you because I'm telling y'all, these are things that Karen has done that works. They work for me, right? I encourage you to have open conversations about your emotions when you feel safe, and that way it'll give you strength, right? Now I don't think William probably will be like, some things I really wish you'd keep to yourself. Maybe, I don't know. But for me, I'm not a closed book anymore. I'll be like, listen, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I don't want to go here, I don't want to fool with that. Those are the nice versions that I'm giving y'all. But and you have to protect yourself too. So being vulnerable also means you are protecting yourself. Because if you're just sitting there being a punching bag to some people, y'all know the bullies and the mean girls, they don't even know that they're bullies and mean girls, right? So sometimes you just have to hold back from sharing because they're just going to be who they are. They don't know how to be anything else. And most of the time, I've learned in my walk of life, hurt people hurt people. And when people don't get the attention that they want, they tend to kind of kick and scream like a little 2 year old in the grocery store. And I've been all of that. And be like, wait, don't you see me sitting over here? I'm like hurting. Don't you see me? So again, I'm telling you what I know. But friendships, like I said earlier, if it's not so much that you got to be in friendships and relationship that you got to give, but you can't just be a taker. You can't just take, 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 take. I can't be the only one calling. Is a good example. I want you to think about me. Pick up the phone and call me. And I've had friendships where I look back over the call log and it's just like, dang, oh girl, don't call me. I'm the only one making these phone calls, right? So protect yourself. Absolutely, that's so cute. I have to resubmit my membership. I got a new card. Oh, okay. Um, so these, where are we? I'm trying to, okay, time. I don't want to, because I came home and I rushed in here trying to get together. And I know the puppies are like, wait a minute, did she just pass by the doghouse? And did. Okay. But these are so cute. So these are what I'm going to be in. These just happen to be roses that y'all saw how quick I slapped them down there. But my reasonings for wanting to do something and to do it in a more intimate space, because here over on my YouTube channel, it's where we vibe, we hang out and we become closer, and you get to hear me and decide, yeah, I want to hang out with her, or no, I don't, right? But when you come over into Patreon, it's a little bit more personal. You get to have more access to more videos, more how-to videos, right? And you get to have, like, I asked her the question, how we create more joyful moments, right? In everyday routines. I share. Um, yeah, I share. Yeah, I share. I share. I'm vulnerable. I want to be open. I want to be my authentic self. So I'm going to share. I'm going to over give. It's just who I am. Like, I'm here on YouTube and some like, you give away too much. It's not mine to give. It's the gift that God gave me. And therefore I give and He continues to bless. So when that's just how it is. And I love to create joy. And on days when, like, not today, but the other Monday, and I needed to really have this community, you guys, y'all are there for me. So I like to be there for you. So these right here, now you can do so much more with these. I mean, so much more. But I just wanted to create them because this is how I came up with this. I did this because I was trying to get rid of the paint on my paper. That's how this came about. And I was like, oh, mini mini portraits. I'm trying to always fill up a big sheet or a half a sheet. Mini portraits. Like, and check this out, guys. You can give them away. Make cards out of them, give them away as gifts, something like that. Who knows, right? So I have another question. What does vulnerability mean to you? And how can I help you to help you? Right? I want to encourage you to think about that. Have a deep reflection. Journal that question, because what vulnerability means to me might not be what it means to you. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody about being selfish. And I told her, I was like, you're very selfish. And she's just like, I don't think I am. And I was like, yeah, well, what's your definition of selfish? And so once we had the conversation and we dug deep into it, her definition of her definition of selfish and my definition of selfish, we were not talking about the same thing. I wasn't talking about, I know that person, she'll give you the shoes off her feet, like that. But when it comes down to having a genuine conversation and being involved in that conversation so much that it's only about you at the time, that makes it a little bit more of that you're listening and you hear, and you're not being selfish trying to be like, oh, I can't wait till she get through talking so I can say X, Y, and Z. So something, when you think about it, you feel like, I wouldn't have thought of that being selfish. Well, if you're not really engaged with the person, then the timing is, yeah, you're being a little selfish. So that's how that goes. So that's just that. So The other thing I want you to do, I want you to know that vulnerability strengthens connections. Joy is found in every moment. I just sat up here and did these real quick. It gave me so much joy. Even though we had technical difficulties, everybody that was supposed to be here is here. Everybody that scrolled through, slid through, they're here. And everybody that's going to get this video on replay, they're here. So joy is found in everyday moments. When I finish with this live, I'm going to go let the dogs out and I'm going to walk because why? Joy is found in everyday moments. Laugh a lot. Tell yourself kind words. Don't give anybody a compliment if you haven't given yourself a compliment, right? So that's why when I was sitting up here and I was talking about this book, I was complimenting myself the whole walk through this book. I was like, girl, you can do that right there. I already see that on your paper. And then some of them I'll be like, I don't know, girl. That one might be a little bit. Let's see, where's the one? I was just like, it might be gave me a little pause. And I was just like, I don't know if you can do that one. I probably ain't gonna be able to find it now because I don't remember what it was. It had a whole bunch of stuff on it. But oh, there's the one I did do. And so something like that in the middle, I'll be like, oh, that might be a little challenging. And then I changed my wording and I was just like, oh no, girl, you got that. You gonna do that. You gonna slap that paint on that paper and you is going to eat it up, right? So give yourself a compliment. Create lasting joy in your own heart first. And then you'll be able to give from another, like you'll be able to pour out of your heart what you have. Like, I don't even know how to really explain it. Even though I have a heart that hurts sometimes for the loss of my children, a family member who is no longer with me, I still have joy in that same heart. Like, I still can pour out and have empathy as, in the same time, I have sympathy for another person, right? So I challenge you to build deeper bonds with yourself first, then start, kind of, setting the table for other people. Because sometimes when you face difficulties together, it's better. And that's why I'm here over here on Mondays and Wednesdays so that we can do this together. Like, you have a question, email me. I'm very open to share what, if I've been through it, I'm pretty open to share. Very much so is, right? But this book, I got it. Isn't that pretty? I think that might have been the one because I didn't even know. It's something similar to that. And I was just like, girl, that's a lot because you want it to be individualized, right? So make sure you have a gratitude and affirmation journal, right? Or piece of paper, or put it on the back of an envelope. Like, I'm serious. You got all this free paper that they send you in the mail every day. They send you junk mail or whatever. This ain't junk mail, but rip the paper off, make it cute. Like, seriously, slap some paint on it, take a pen, do whatever. But do gratitude. Give yourself some gratitude and some affirmation so that way, when you are in a funk, like when you're really, really, really like not feeling it, you don't want to even show up in the world, you can go back and read. Like, you can express your appreciation for yourself first so that when you do have to go out and nurture the world, you'll go out pouring joy. That's how I can do that. Hi, Azuka. How are you? I she made something the other day, some bread. I can't eat that much bread. Can't have that much carbs. But yeah. But I wanted that. Look at that. That is so cute. So when I get off here, I'm gonna do the dogs, and then I'm gonna come back, and we're gonna dig in. I'm gonna dig into this book because I have to do a video for Patreon. But if you want to join me on my journey, or join us over in my Patreon group of slapping paint on paper, being vulnerable. Well, it doesn't, not being vulnerable, but we're slapping paint on paper, and as we are doing it, we're overcoming things, we're talking about things, whatever the patrons usually want. Right now we're building, so I would love to have you if you would like to join the Patreon. The link is actually in my bio. What's that thing called, in the description box? Yeah, it's in the description box below. I have to remember what platform I be on, because Lord have mercy, things are someplace, but I think it's in my bio too, in my profile. And we will be making tiny portraits for all the way through June. And if it works out and it goes well, we might do it even more. So there we go. You know? So if you're ready to build relationships that feel safe and authentic and joyful, you're in the right place. Join me over in the Patreon if you are very much so willing. And don't forget, guys, don't forget to give this video a like. We got comments. So if you're on Team Replay, like, comment, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber of this amazing community. And let's grow together, one vulnerable moment at a time. All right. Did anybody have any questions or anything? Because I have known that when I do it this way, it's so abrupt when I stop it. And FaceTime, you usually get FaceTime and then you get to see, and then I get to say bye. But this way, all I can do is like my hands but I do appreciate you guys for showing up. I do. But I am going to be slapping some paint on some paper. Today is Wednesday. I have the rest of the week is going to be recording and doing some things for YouTube because I have a video that I have not put out, and I don't know why, but hey, not sure. Okay, guys? All right. These are the new Daniel Smith watercolors. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Hold on. I forgot. I was supposed to show you something. Listen, see, I digress. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Okay. And so for you people that are not going to Target, like when I left up there, the Target parking lot, I've never seen it so empty. I was just like, whoa. But Michael's, I'm not here to talk about Target. Michael's has a that SALE. And if you like, I know because some of my art friends they love the alcohol ink. And these were, so this one, the price it said $7. And then you got a coupon, and then you get, I think, 20% off of that. And then for me, I had my military, so I got 15% off of that. So this was like, I think like $3. But it's Yupo paper. We like Yupo paper. And for whatever reason, I do not know why these were, but this is the crackled leather cardstock with Tim Holtz paper. Man, I'm going to have fun slapping some paint on this here paper. You hear me? So I bought all of them and did. Because at the end of the day, they were like $1. And these usually run about $10. So that's that. They had some Daniel Smith on sale. So y'all know I had to go and get that. And to get the 15 milliliters for like $8, that is a steal. My aunt was in look, Sarah, your mother was, when we were in the store Friday. Michael's has the pretty lettered things, and she's just like, they never have a Z. And I never thought about it. Why? Because my name starts with a K. And so today when I was in there and I saw, so I have a Z that I'm gonna probably do something for and put a Z. It's I don't know what it is. Is it a sticker? Yeah, it's a sticker. But it was a Z in there, so I got that Z for her. But yeah, and then they had some more dollar paints. I'm not enabling anybody to go to Michael's, right? But if you need, it's $1, right? Not the Daniel Smith. The Daniel Smith was $8. But these are normally $24. Okay. So to get them for $8, those are I think they were old colors, and I don't know, because they got new colors coming out. So that was that. And what else? Oh, there's another one. So I'll be swatching these. And these look like, and these are Primatex too. So these are actually, yeah, all three of these are Primatex, which is a little bit more expensive. So, we're collecting all things Daniel Smith. And then the last yumminess that I'm going to have to put on my desk is this. I don't know if if I can maybe put it up here so you can see it. But it is, let's see. It's hold on. I can do this. There we go. It is a caddy that I am going to take and put it right over there. So we can take this because this is overflowing and some of my pins are out. And then this little thing over here broke. So it's kind of, I don't put anything of value up there. So yeah. And so we're going to put it in there. But it was on sale. I've been wanting this thing ever since I started having my own studio table. Like, so yeah. And that's that. So yeah, have fun, have a little fun with that. And so we'll put that up. But yeah, that's that. And now that's it. That's it for the show today. Okay, guys. Remember, Monday we're going to have a guest in the studio. We are going to have well, not in the studio. As a matter of fact, we're taking this show on the road. That's if he if he still is going to do it, because he gets all excited and then we get ready to plan it and then it doesn't happen. So we will be on location Monday. That's where we are. We're going to be on location Monday. So when it pops up, I'm going to redo the thumbnail or whatever it is that we do for um YouTube, so that you can get notified and you'll see kind of what it is. But I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, guys, have a fabulous day. Whatever the rest of the day holds for you, I want you to really, 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 really live out your day as though tomorrow is not promised to you. I want you to find joy in the smallest of things, right? Take care of yourself. Y'all know why, because we can't be pouring from empty cups. Have a great day, guys. Love you guys, and thank you for showing up. Team Replay, thank you for showing up. Hit that like, that subscribe button, and share the video. See you later.